Hello friends, welcome back to the Bag and Brewer. I'm Michael, and today I'm going to rack this cider. It's been 21 days since I put together this cider, and the other day, 6 days ago, I took the first gravity reading. Let's take a look at that. It's been 16 days since I brewed up this hard apple cider. I don't know if you can see that on camera, it's pretty far away, but a lot of sediment has gone down to the bottom and it is looking really clear right now. But I need to get a gravity reading on here, so we're going to go ahead and siphon some out into my graduated cylinder and check the reading. Let's go ahead and cut this bung off of here. I had to tie down, as you saw in the last video. Trying not to disturb it any more than I have to. Of course, I've sterilized all the equipment that I'm going to use today. Ooh, that's stuck in there. That's stuck in there real good. That smells like alcohol. Let me smell that again. That really smells good. Give this a couple of pumps. Hydrometer. 1.010 today after 16 days. So if we started at 1.050, as I calculated, or estimated really, and we end at 1.010, subtract that and then divide it by 0.776, I should be looking at 5.2% alcohol. That's what I was shooting for. 6 days ago, I had a reading of 1.010, which according to my calculations would have been a 5.2 ABV. I'm pretty sure I already said that last week, but I forgot. And then I let it sit for the 6 days and checked it again. I thought it was going to be done at that 5.2 ABV, and I was happy with it. I was happy with the way that that tasted. But after letting it sit for another 6 days, I tested the gravity just now, and it came out to 1.004. Well, the best that I can read on that hydrometer. I'm pretty sure it's right there, which puts it at 5.9 ABV approximately, right? And so I have to decide what I'm gonna do with this cider because I'm not quite sure. It's almost dry, and I did test it, and I like it. It actually tastes a little bit like champagne. But am I going to back sweeten it and carbonate it, bottle carb, right? Bottle condition it? I think that's what I'm going to do, but I need to do some more study on that. So in the interim, today I'm going to rack it off into a secondary carboy, and that will clear this one up for my next brew, a mead. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, I've already sanitized my carboy. I've sanitized everything I'm going to use today, as a matter of fact. That is clear. That's crystal clear. Like I said, if this was carbonated, I'd be all over this. First things first, my auto siphon. And I gotta tell you, I'm having a hard time with this auto siphon. I obviously do not know how to work it. I'm gonna take this clip off of here so that I can make sure to get it down to the bottom. Couple of pumps. Setting this up higher in order to get the gravity to work. I don't know if that's up high enough. Maybe it could go faster than that. I don't know. We'll speed this up. The auto siphons are designed so that you can actually set it down to the bottom and not suck up the lees. I'm afraid to try that. Nice and easy. We're going to try it. My very first brew, if this goes off without a hitch and this comes out good, I'm going to be surprised myself. In fact, what I'm going to do is these first few brews, cider, then mead, and then I think either a Cider or a ginger beer, probably a Cider. I'm going to keep them very simple as far as the recipe goes, and then after that I'll branch out and try and get a little bit trickier. Let's keep an eye on this. Now, will I be able to tilt this in order to get as much cider as possible? Man, it is beautiful. I'm tempted to eat one of those raisins. Have you ever done that? Another thing, I was tempted to throw in a cinnamon stick in this. But I can't really get a straight answer if I were to put a cinnamon stick in here, which I'm not going to. But if I were, on a future brew, would I need to sanitize it, sterilize it? What do you do with your cinnamon sticks? All right, I'm not going to pump. I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, here's the tricky part. How do I do this? I guess just like that. This I'm going to take to the sink. It is beautiful, and I just did something that most people say is an absolute no-no, but some people say that you can do. I'm not going to tell you what that was. You can guess. Go ahead and put our stopper in there. Hopefully, I'll have this dry enough where it will stick in. Please stick in. That's pretty good. And voila. My first time racking. So I'll let it sit in here until I decide on what I'm going to do with it. Again, to recap on that, what I would prefer is well, I definitely want to bottle condition, and I did get some swing top bottles for a really good deal on Amazon. And I'm thinking of back sweetening it, which I want to show you something real quick. Okay, many people talk about back sweetening with Splenda. I don't know if I want to use that or not. I'd rather use a natural means to do that. Remember, this is Bag End Brewer, and I want to do things as close as I can to how they would brew a cider or a mead or a Cider or beer in the Shire, Beowulf at King Hrothgar's. I've already talked about all of this stuff. What they would drink at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. But regardless, this is Splenda sugar blend. So it says that however much sugar you would use, cut it in half. So here's my question. If anybody has used a sugar blend or a Splenda sugar blend, if I were to use this in order to back sweeten and bottle condition at the same time, have you ever done that? Did it work? And what measurements did you use? I've gone online and seen carbonation calculators. Well, how much fizz do you want, and what's your volume, and put in, what are you going to use? Put in this amount. I haven't found anybody talking about doing a sugar blend with Splenda. So let me know if you have any experience with that. And so in the meantime, we're going to let this sit, and hopefully this weekend I will get started on my very first mead, and I'll show you every step along the way on that one. So thank you for joining me here on the Bag End Brewer. Again, I'm Michael. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon down there at the bottom, and you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I also want to do some food. We're thinking about different dishes that we can do here in order to complement my fine apple wine. I guess it's not, it's a cider, right? Apple wine needs to be a higher ABV, whatever. We'll talk to you next time on the Bag End Brewer. And I realize that my dog has been barking the entire time as I've been doing this episode. That's wonderful. I want to eat one of these raisins. I actually like that smell.